Welcome back, everybody. This episode is hopefully going to be a quick one. It's just going to be kind of an instructional screen recording. Um, if you would like to design your own 3D printed inserts, let's say you've got a 3D printer, you've got a laptop, and you would like to try and do this for free, go ahead and buy yourself some TPU. Personally, I've been using, well, I started with the Creality TPU, and then I led to Soraya Tech 85A Shore Rating in black. I really like the stuff. So I'm working on a new rig. It's going to be a class 3 4-wheel steer rear dig, um, you know, basically moon buggy. And the inserts that came with the 5.79 2.2 inch J Concepts landmines, the foam is as hard as a rock. I don't want to run the foam, so I'm going to do what I did in my KKV1 Big Blue, and I'm going to 3D print my own inserts for these new tires. So I took out the inserts and the landmines, and I got some dimensions. Um, and I'm going to kind of try and show you with the screen recording the process in FreeCAD. You could download FreeCAD for free if you wanted to pretty much copy exactly what I'm doing here. I would like to show you guys a process on what I'm working on here. So I'm going to show you what I worked on this morning, which is basically just mimicking the honeycomb shape design that I did for the KKV1 4.75 TUS 1.9 wheel. And I'm just basically scaling it up. So let me get on here. This is what we're looking at. Uh, it's just a simple design. FreeCAD's pretty easy to use. Right here, you just kind of click with the scroll wheel, and then you left click with your index finger on that part of the mouse, and you could just drag it like that, and you can kind of get a little bit of a roundabout view. So um, this isn't like a tutorial on how to use FreeCAD completely. If you wanted to, there's so many guys on here that that I learned from. So this is just the step by steps on what I'm going to do to get you where this is. So, yeah, the wheels I'm using are by RC Lions. So if you went to tools here, went to measure, you can click right there and you can click there. And we're at 29.52 millimeters wide on that inner diameter part where the brass ring would be for the RC Lions. So I'll show you guys how to get this chamfer and down to this width right here. I've come a long way with this, but I'm still such a noob. But this is the techniques that I did to get me this. So I'm gonna just open up a new document. I got the in here. If you go to the macros, or where is it? Or the tools, the add-on manager, you can add on this honeycomb feature, which will kind of auto generate a honeycomb pattern. So that's what we're going to do here. I'm going to honeycomb, and it throws up this little object. Well, when you come over here, you can kind of see your parameters. So border height offset, just to show you what that is. You see that? We don't want that. So I'm going to put that at 0. Click right there. Bam. Now it's dead flat. Okay? Dead flat. Border offset, I'm not gonna leave at 1. I'm gonna change this to 5 millimeters. Okay, oh my god, look at that. Height, I changed to 48 millimeters. It's gonna explode now and go that way. Okay, length, this is very interesting. So when you're changing the length and the width, I wanted to change it just so you could see what's going on here. It takes a while to generate. See that change? What I did here is I think it was 115 millimeters. Watch what happens. It's going to take a little second to generate. It's kind of freezing up just a little bit, but it'll clear up real quick here. Just give this thing a second. Basically, it's just computing. Now look at that. Okay. Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to go to the width, and I'm going to do it at 115. Okay. It's going to also take a while to generate because it's creating such tiny little honeycombs. I'm going to show you how to change the shape of those honeycomb or the size of those honeycombs in a second. Just hopefully this computer doesn't freeze right now doing the screen recording and doing this, but it should be okay. We'll see. It's not a very special computer. I'm literally working on an Acer Aspire 315. It's got the AMD Radeon graphics with a Ryzen 7000 Series 5 graphics card. This thing's getting it done for me. It was a Costco special. It was like 400 and something bucks. I'm not a laptop guy. I just needed something new to actually keep up with what I'm doing. Um, and this thing's, oh, see, it's not responding. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's freezing up a little bit. I kind of screwed up. Um, what I should have done is I should have changed the size of the honeycombs first, the radius at least, and the separation, and then I wouldn't be dealing with this freezing problem. So I may have to restart FreeCAD and start all over, and hopefully you guys just stay patient with me, and you know, we'll get there. We'll get there. My computer's just kind of freezing up. If you hear any noise in the background, it's my cat Hella's going wild. She's just got the zoomies this morning. Yeah, you know what? Oh boy. Come on, just respond. Just get going. Well, guys, where are we at right now? Oh, we're already 6 minutes in and I'm goofing up. Let's close the program. Let's close the program. All right. That happens. Let's just start new. Don't worry. I'll get us going where we were. I could try and recover it. Okay, recovered that one. Great. That's not what I wanted. I'm gonna close mine and let's start new. Okay. Honeycomb. Um, I'm gonna change the radius of these to 10. There we go. So there's nothing in there. Change that border height offset to 0 again. Change this to 5 millimeters. Height at 115. Or no, wait, height. Excuse me. Sorry. This is a noob. I've never done a screen recording and tried to do what I'm doing right now. So look at now it's going. Now it's going good. So I glitched out the computer. So we're going to come up with a shape like this to start, okay? Which is 0 border height offset, border offset of 5 millimeters. That's this distance right here. Height of 48. The height is the thickness of it because I was measuring the foam and I think it was like 50 something, 52 millimeters for the J Concepts landmines. Um, and so I just wanted it a little bit smaller so that way it's not such a tight squeeze in here for the TPU and it doesn't get crushed. And 115 and 115, radius of 10 for the honeycombs. Okay? So let's get off there and I'm just gonna measure, which is it's not center of mass. Let's do radius. It's not working for me, guys. Okay. I'll do that later. We'll use that little measuring tool, but so you're gonna get something like this. All right. I'm gonna create a new sketch on the XY plane. Okay. And I'm gonna do 80 millimeter circle. So I clicked on that center point and 80 millimeters, done. Fully constrained, done. I'm gonna pad it. Not 10 millimeters, I'm gonna do 48. That's right in there, right? It's right in there. It's the same thickness is what the honeycomb was. So at this point, I'm going to do a Boolean operation. How do you say that frickin' thing? Boolean operation. I'm going to click that. I'm going to click that. I'm going to do Boolean operation, and it's going to put those two together. Now this is all one piece, okay? And you could still go back and edit the diameter of this face right here. So I'm going to click that. I'm going to add a sketch, okay? And if this is a little fast for people, I apologize. Just slow it down. It probably won't be. This diameter was right at 64 millimeters for the outside diameter for the brass rings, or the rings that come on the beadlocks of the RC Lions. Again, you could tailor this to all your dimensions with whatever wheel and tire and combo you got. Okay, so it's fully constrained. Now I'm going to pocket this. Okay, and I'm going to do dimension through all. That went through all. Press OK. All right, now we're at a point where that distance isn't right, correct? This distance from here to there is 48 millimeters. So we want, I think it's 28 millimeters or 27.8. I'm going to do 20. I'm going to get it to 28 millimeters. So select that edge, whip it around here, control select that edge. And then from here, choose the chamfer option right there. Don't set it on equal distance, do distance and angle. Okay. I'll increase the distance or the size. We'll do it to 6. All right. Then I'm going to change this to, I think it was 58 or 57, one of the two. We'll do 58 to start. Press OK. All right. Get back there. You see how it chamfered both edges? And now this distance might be where we need to be. 28.8. Perfect. So I'll have 0.8 millimeters extra of material of TPU for that ring to sit right in there. Okay? Once we get to that point, I'm going to select that edge. I'm going to select that edge, and I'm going to use the fillet tool, which I'm going to do this down to, let's try 4. You know, if you really wanted to get nifty, you could even do 4.25. What's that look like? Right there. So there you have it. That is essentially what we need. You could change the radius of those honeycombs. And you could do all sorts of shapes in a 3D printed design for an insert like this. I just used a honeycomb add-on manager tool to kind of speed up the process of creating the shape and the design. And, I like what I get so far. Oh, you know what? That's one thing we could change that I didn't change. Go back to your Boolean, click on honeycomb. Separation, I want at 1 millimeter. Watch what happens here. You see the thickness in between the honeycombs change? So there you have it. That is essentially what I'm going to run right there. I haven't decided on exact radius of the honeycombs. I'm thinking 10 millimeters is a good place to start. And then I was trying to show you guys clicking on that. It's just not giving it to me. 392.7 millimeters in circumference. So because I'm dumb, okay, I just went to a circumference to diameter calculator because I don't want to mess around with it. And we were 392.7, 392.7, and that's 125 millimeter diameter. That's perfect. That's literally exactly what I wanted with the size of the outside diameter, um, or yeah, diameter of the whole insert. So there you have it. That's pretty much me showing you my design. Um, I think it's a good design. The honeycomb shapes really seem to conform to the rocks properly. Um, and truly, I'm not going to change my 4.75 TUS inserts at all. They're perfect with the 85A shore rating Soraya Tech TPU. Now, it is a little bit of a challenge to print TPU. This insert right here for a big old, I mean, that's a big old insert. It's probably going to be like a 10-hour print job for just one. So be prepared. If you're going to print TPU, you have to print really slow. You need to hang that filament above the direct drive extruder. If you don't have a 3D printer with a direct drive extruder, it's just not going to work. Okay. I don't want you to waste your time and get super pissed off like I did. You know, I just want you to have some success in if you're trying to tackle this. It's all about dry filament, print speed, volumetric um, parameter being correct. Know how to print the stuff. So yeah, hopefully this was an informational, intuitive kind of instructional video. I'm sure on the channel you're gonna see a 3D printed version of this for the landmines and me mount them up and everything in the class 3 build that I'm working on. So yeah, this was me trying out screen recording. I really hope it worked out perfect. Um, and you could do any design you guys want. That's just me showing you a quick, easy way with FreeCAD. When it says free, it literally means free. Is FreeCAD kind of buggy? Yeah, it is, but it's totally working for me so far. There's tons of tutorial videos on YouTube, and hopefully this will be one that will help somebody out someday. So thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, and catch you in the next one.